needs to be handled, because believe you me, folks in delivery or folks in business are very layman. For them, a visa means just a stamp in the passport, but for us, we know what the myriad of requirements are, what all we need to do before travel, after travel, at the time of landing, and so on. And it's really a complex game right now. It's not how it used to be a decade back. And we in the industry or in our respective companies are really drivers for that revenue stream, because the dependence on visas for some of the companies is very high. And just yesterday I was discussing with my chairman that this is one industry and one country whose reliance on visas is very high. And till such time that we start really becoming global and start hiring locally, this thing is going to remain. And while we do the two, it's no easy game to have a toss-up and balance between the two, but we need to start focusing on both with equal importance.
If I could just add on to that as well, another aspect of where compliance is important. As managers, as company leaders, you have a great interest and almost a custodial responsibility for your people, your staff. And in this direction, if there is any non-compliance found by one of your visa holders, perhaps he's turned around at the port of entry and is determined by a border inspector to have misrepresented in his application, the one with the ramifications there is the actual visa holder. And it's a permanent ineligibility in the case of misrepresentation. But your people are the ones who will bear the responsibilities of non-compliance in the end, be it your company at the other end because it's an I-9 non-compliance, but when you're talking about the actual visa, the visa holder is ultimately the one held responsible. So I just take care of your people.
I think if there's one thing that we can just leave you with in the final comment is the whole visa process really needs to be incorporated into the multinational treaty and free trade agreement type process, whereby India needs to really, and the Indian business community really needs to start honing in on a free trade agreement with the United States, where we have a separate set of visas, much like we have with the Singaporeans, with the Australians, and things of that sort. It's something created that comes out of a joint and mutual benefit routine. Treaty of Trade and Commerce, an E2 visa with India, it's a no-brainer. Why don't we have it? Why don't we have a secure visa waiver? Why doesn't somebody come up with a visa waiver process for tourists to come and go freely between the U.S., where it's a secure visa waiver? Don't sell it as a visa waiver that we have for Europe, but do it as a secure visa waiver. That is possible today, and that is what is going to really lead to that mutual benefit, where Indian tourists are there, U.S. tourists come here, and the country starts seeing the connectedness. Beyond just tourism, I think we need to take it to that next step, free trade. That is something that's possible between the two largest democracies and oldest democracy. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to Umesh.
Thank you. Entertain that, otherwise we're going to move on to the next session.
I just had one observation. I think you mentioned about integrated demand. I think there is an issue of quantum of visas, and there is compliance, and then there is execution of that compliance. Right? So I think today we were discussing it, and we had this discussion last time that we met that here is this window that back goes to, and this class is the number of visas that you handle, 30 seconds, 90 seconds to be able to go there, cross the window. Person is so nervous, what he says, what they do. And actually the same process happens when it's the port of entry. Just this morning we had a discussion